It's probably no surprise to a lot of you, maybe some of you don't know, but for those of you who do know, it's not a secret to anybody. I issued a complaint with YouTube over copyright infringement of my work.
Jen, I've seen your content and I have yet to see anything that constitutes as work on your channel.
My uploads. This was done at the advice of a family friend who is an attorney. I sought their advice before I did this because I wanted to make sure that I am within my legal rights and I knew what I was dealing with and if I had any rights in this area or not.
Is your friend a copyright attorney? Because legal counselors, solicitors, lawyers, people of that nature tend to specialize in specific areas of the law. Me thinking he not understand the fair use, just like you, Jen,
So, I've always made it known that I have no problem with people doing reactions to my videos. I'm okay with that. There have been quite a few people that have done reactions to me. They have ranged from positive to negative, and I believe that everybody has the right to an opinion, but with that being said, once you take that too far, even if it's a negative opinion, that's fine, but when you take that too far, that's when things need to be handled and dealt with because there's just no need for it and it turns into harassment and bullying.
Oh, so this actually has nothing to do with fair use at all, because you weren't bothered by the other reaction videos that used your entire video from start to finish before, but actually this is a case of Fifi's, my feelings being hurt. I could have sworn YouTube's copyright system was for copyright issues. You know, copyright is a legal thing, Jen, right? Unlike the other, you know, the community guideline strikes versus the copyright guidelines.
So, like I said, I sought the advice from someone who is knowledgeable in this area, and they assured me that this is definitely not the kind of fair use that people like to claim that is fair use. There is no false striking going on. I believe, and I am 100% standing behind what I did.
Hello everybody, my name is Alex and welcome back to the Irate Alex channel. And today, guys, it's Absolute Bonkers time. Absolute Bonkers is the show that covers internet drama. And in this particular case, this is actually not a case of covering mukbangers or anything like that. It just so happens that Life by Jen is a rotund YouTuber. A rotund YouTuber who decided to issue 3 copyright takedowns on the YouTuber known as Who Is She. And Who Is She is back, is now as she's known, and that's her replacement channel. Of course, I will link it down below in the description. Now, Life by Jen is a lifestyle vlogger, and she's been on the platform for a little while now. Now, when I personally entered the hater community last year, around autumn time, I was told, nah, don't bother about Jen. She's fine. Don't worry about her. Ah, Jen's fine. Don't worry. She's not like Amberlynn Reed or Foodie Booty or anyone else like that. She's actually quite lovely. X. Life by Jen is somebody who presents herself as this sweet and innocent girl. She sits down and she talks like that, and she's got cat fats and she's got a boyfriend and she's trying her damnedest to lose weight, but keeps failing and failing and failing and failing. Much like your foodie booty, much like your Amy's life journey. And who knew she had such a nasty streak in her? Most of you have already heard about this. Most of you have already seen the many videos made about it. But I have yet to give my response to this. As someone who's been on the platform a little bit longer than most people and has dealt personally with this kind of thing, I think I have some experience and I have my own personal take that I'd like to give here. So we are going to respond to Life by Jen's video, and we're going to hear her reasoning for deciding to straight up, well, flag a channel until it was terminated. So let's get into it.
So a little bit of a backstory about how this all started. Over the last couple of weeks, I have had several people message me, email me, and direct message me that there was a channel and there was someone being harassive and bullying towards me.
Wasn't aware that harassive was a word. Someone being harassive to me, stop harassing me. So Jen didn't even know about Who Is She. She didn't even know about the videos. Jen, if I might ask you a serious question, how can somebody bully or harassive you if you aren't even aware of it? And by the way, Who Is She was nearing like 1,000 subscribers. I believe she may have had 1,000 subscribers, was getting to the point of monetization before Jen came along and just stamped on it until it died. What I think happened, this is my personal take, is that Life by Jen, her cat passed away, unfortunately. My condolences and sympathies to you. I am a cat lover myself, or an animal lover in general. That's very sad. But you were grieving. And you decided, instead of just ignoring all of this stuff like you normally do, you decided, actually, I'm going to go take a look. And then you got mad. And then you started issuing copyright takedowns unfairly. These are false copyright strikes. And I'll explain why later in the video.
And that they were using my entire video. They weren't just reacting to it. They actually did a screen record, and kind of a sloppy screen record at that, and recorded the entire video. And they just talked over portions of the video. Just
because they don't start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, comment, stop, start, you know, just because it's done like that doesn't mean that it's not fair use. Fair use is a very subjective thing, and it's a very nebulous term here on YouTube, and it can only really be resolved in court. Reaction videos, or reactors, who have taken Jen's content before have used the entire video from start to finish. But just because they started and stopped, started and stopped, started and stopped, that doesn't make a difference in terms of fair use. Fair use is things like making someone else's content transformative. You're transforming it, making it into something new. You're adding something to it for the purposes of criticism, satire, parody, education, and so on. Copyright has been a very hot topic here on YouTube in the last couple of years, as the system often gets abused, mostly by TV corporations that have their own YouTube channels. Jen, your channel was 24 times the size of Who Is She's channel. And Who Is She wasn't monetized, so it's not as if she was taking away from your profit. Not that I imagine you earn very much with the views that you get. Also, you're in no position to be judging other people's content, saying it was badly recorded. Jen, have you seen your content? All you do is sit in front of a camera. That's literally it. You don't do any editing. There's nothing there. Behave yourself.
But they played the entire video. Now, I don't mind if someone uses my video and uses segments of it and does reactions. That's perfectly fine. But it's when someone records the entire video and you can see that the videos were recorded and then were uploaded. That is what I have a problem with, and that is not fair use. And it goes against everything that I believe.
It goes against everything that I believe. What? It doesn't matter what you believe, Jen, right? You issued 3 copyright takedowns on who is she, thus resulting in 3 copyright strikes, thus ending in termination. The copyright strike system is different to the community guidelines strike system. The community guidelines strike system is fairly new. There are 4 strikes that you can get. The first strike is pretty much your warning, and then it goes from there. And you decided, because you could see that it was recorded instead of just downloaded, like I've done with your video. Like, would that have been different for you, Jen, I wonder? If she had, instead of using her phone to make content, if she had like a laptop and editing software and she decides to actually download your video, much like I have, would that have been different? Would it have been different if she had started and stopped every few seconds? No, it wouldn't have been different. It would have been considered fair use.
Usually I don't mind, because I have gotten them in the past where people tell me this certain person is saying this about me. Oh well, I'm an adult. I put myself out there on YouTube. I know I'm going to get criticism. I know the negativity is going to come, and it usually doesn't bother me. So I kind of didn't pay any attention to it at first.
It's a shame that you couldn't just act like an adult in this particular case, Jen. It really is. If you took issue with this, which you didn't because you didn't even know about it until other people came to you and told you, but if you took issue with this, then why did you just issue copyright takedown after copyright takedown after copyright takedown instead of actually contacting her to speak to her? There's a new system on YouTube when it comes to copyright. Okay, a content creator can go into the brand new YouTube dashboard, they can click the copyright button, and it will tell you whether somebody has been using your content. And through those options, you can contact that content creator and ask them to take it down, which you could have done. It's not as if YouTubers already don't have enough problems to deal with as it is, Jen, right? I know you don't care, because your content is utter, complete, basic bitch garbage, right? But some of us actually work at this. Some of us actually spend hours and hours and hours learning how to edit, record, learn about lighting, cameras, and that kind of thing. Learn about how YouTube works, learn about metadata, search engine optimization, learning how to make thumbnails, learning how the algorithm works and stuff like that. As if demonetization wasn't a massive issue as it is, which you know is an issue. Right? As if videos being accidentally yeeted off the platform by YouTube's bot system wasn't already an issue. As if all the lunatics in our comment sections that you and me both get, right, wasn't an issue. You just have to add to it, don't you? Whereas you could have actually said, look, I'm not a fan of your videos. I feel like you've gone too far here. I feel like you use too much of my content. Could you take it down? Can we have a discussion? But no, instead of actually acting like an adult, you just yeeted the channel with the platform instead. You talk about acting like an adult. Yeah, you act like a petulant child. See, what you did is you was upset. You was grieving for your cat. And you decided, I know, I'm just gonna go unleash my wrath and just completely destroy a channel.
Along with that, the content of this person's opinion of me was more than just a plain negative opinion. It crossed over into harassment, into bullying. And the titles of the videos themselves were on the slanderous side too.
The titles of the videos were on a slanderous side too. See, this is exactly what this video is. This is why Jen spends the majority of the time in her video mentioning bullying and harassiveness, all right? This is completely 100% unequivocally about feelings here, because you got your feelings hurt, right? First and foremost, fair use can only be proved in court. Second, if it was harassive, if it was bullying, why did you not flag it for those things instead? Because there's 2 different strike systems, right? Also, they were slanderous. Well, that's quite difficult to prove. And you may be a public person, but you are not exactly a true public figure in the way that, you have a good reputation, because you don't have a good reputation. In fact, what you've done here is you have made it worse for yourself, right? DC Media Girl's excellent video talking about this, where she explained fair use law to you, which of course I'll link down below as well. She mentioned the Streisand effect. When you attempt to silence and censor something, all you do is you make that message stronger, and it is pushed and perpetuated even louder than it was before. So well done, Jen. Well done.
So in talking with my friend and under the advice that the fair use absolutely does not apply in this circumstance, along with the bullying and harassment that went on in these videos, that is why I decided to go ahead and proceed with filing complaints with YouTube, and I did. I filed 3 complaints. There was quite a lot of videos. I don't know exactly how many now. I would say over 10, and all of them were slanderous, they were harassive, and they were bullying in nature.
There were over 10, and they were harassive, and they were bullying, and they were slanderous.
What are they saying? Were they saying that you, I don't know, eat cats or something? Which even then, you've got to prove that it's slanderous, that it defames your character, which you do yourself. You just literally sit in front of a camera, you're sat in a wheelchair, you're choosing to be this gluttonous creature on YouTube who's choosing not to lose weight to make themselves better. These are all true things. These are not defamed. You defame yourself. You have defamed yourself by doing this very thing, by going after a much, much smaller channel. But you ever heard of the term punching up and down, Jen? Now, look, I don't like using these terms, but you strike me as the kind of person who probably would use this, right? Punching up and punching down. A big argument back in 2016. Right, it's the concept of a bigger YouTuber and a smaller YouTuber, or somebody with a large following, someone with a much smaller following. The smaller following is punching up. These people are often dubbed as clout chasers, mistakenly. Me personally, I believe that a clout chaser is somebody, for example, who decides to lick a toilet, for example, for views, or go around licking ice cream and stuff whilst there's a pandemic going on. To me, that's a clout chaser. And then there's punching down, which is what you have effectively done here. You've made a video and you've decided to issue 3 copyright strikes, and you're a YouTuber, you've been on the platform long enough, you know that 3 strikes and you're out. And you decided, actually, instead of ignoring this, instead of actually looking up fair use properly, I'm just gonna strike this channel completely down to the point where it's terminated. And as a result, all you've done is you've drawn more attention. I didn't even know who she is. By the way, please change that channel name. It's so weird trying to say it out loud. You know what I mean? I didn't know who she was. And now, because you did what you did, issued 3 copyright strikes falsely, I then promoted her to my subscribers, and a lot of other people then chose to do the same. I believe Charlie Gold and a few others did as well. So, yeah. So effectively, you punched down here, and you didn't need to. You could have just ignored it. You could have acted like an adult. You could have contacted them. You chose not to do that. Of course, you don't have to do that. But then again, that's the great thing about fair use. You don't have to ask permission to use someone else's content. The only reason, and the only reason why you did this, was because you got your fifis hurt. Instead of actually providing a counter-argument, instead of engaging in discourse, what you decided to do is just abuse the system.
I don't have the power to remove someone's channel on YouTube. I can report what I believe, and YouTube does the rest. Now, I do know that the persons that had their channel taken down, they have a right to fight that, and they're more than welcome to. I will not back down. I believe that I am 100% in the right of what I did, and I acted within my rights.
It wasn't me, you guys. It wasn't me, okay? Look, I'm gonna totally avoid responsibility by just saying that, you know, I just issued the complaint and YouTube did the rest, knowing full well that YouTube is on demand right now, severely, due to, well, you know why.
and you issued 3 copyright strikes, knowing full well that this would be dealt with by bots and not by people. YouTube doesn't have enough people anyway as it is to look at these kinds of things. The YouTube Content ID system is run by bots. You issued 3 consecutive flags and the channel was taken down. Do you really think that it went to some guy in an office somewhere and he thought, oh yes, she's absolutely in the right, even though fair use takedowns can only really be decided by a court, by a judge? And oh my god, you have no idea what you've just done to yourself, girlie. You have no idea. Do you know how smug you are? Disgustingly smug about it. Well, actually, it wasn't me. You know, YouTube must have looked at this and weighted in my favour. Now I will stand atop thine soapbox, and hopefully it hasn't collapsed beneath my crushing weight. And hopefully you will all listen. I am in the right, you know. I am in the right. No, you're not, Jen. No, you are not. And the fact that I was told to ignore you, and I have ignored you. And to be honest, it wasn't just people saying that they liked you, that was the reason why I ignored you. It's because you were exceedingly boring. But now my eye is firmly on you, Jen.
So after this had all happened and the channel was taken down, I didn't realize that the channel would be taken down. I wasn't aiming for that. I was aiming for the videos to be removed.
I didn't know the channel would be taken down. How long have you been on YouTube, Jen? How long have you been on YouTube? You know 3 strikes and you're gone. Your channel's terminated. It's wiped off the face of the platform. Do you know how close Who Is She was to monetization, right? Which isn't as easy as it used to be to get hold of, by the way. 4,000 hours worth of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. Gaining your first 1,000 subscribers is one of the hardest things that you can do on this platform. Watch time, not so much. But the first 1,000 subscribers is rather difficult to actually achieve. Especially if you're having to make content on your mobile phone rather than a computer setup like what I have.
No, it was... I could see it was fully recorded.
It doesn't matter if you could see it was fully recorded. It doesn't matter if they used your entire video, Jen, because you didn't seem to have a problem with that before, did you? You didn't seem to have a problem with that before. Strange. Because they didn't stop and start. That's not what makes something fair use, Jen.
This person proceeded to threaten me in email, which I have copies of the emails. I have them saved, I have them printed out, and I have forwarded them to my friend. If I need to do anything further in this matter, that they will be kept and they are on record, so I have proof of what went on afterwards as well. So this person went on to threaten me that if I did not take back my complaints, the strikes that I issued on their channel, by 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time yesterday, which was Sunday, that they have people that are ready and willing to copyright strike my channel and take me down.
Oh, girl, you's a liar! Liar, liar, pants on fire. Jen, what you've done here, you haven't just decided to punch down and completely wipe out an entire channel and then sit there grandstanding about the entire thing, calling it bullying and harassing. You haven't just done that. And you haven't just tried to avoid responsibility. What you just did there is straight up lie. You just lied to your own audience in order to play victim. She was bullying and harassing me. Woman, that channel was 24,000 subscribers your junior. What are you even talking about? How is that bullying? Exactly. If I decided to take your entire video and then I decided to cut out your eyes on the screen and then replace them with googly eyes and put a nice little mustache and then just comment over it going, meh, meh, hello, I'm Jen and I'm going to eat everything. Like that, it doesn't matter. It is still a form of criticism. If I make fun of you, if I rip into you for an entire hour using your content, that's still parody and satire. That's still a form of criticism. I'm so sick of these absolute minge bags that just think that they can issue strikes because they got their feelings hurt. Jen, people have made videos about me. Do you see me crying about it? Nah. Where I like to actually engage. Like, for example, Citrine Dream. Somebody who's a part of that group of people like Fatty Gold and whatnot that like to make videos about Charlie Gold, right? Citrine Dream and Fatty Gold have both made videos about me. I just screenshot the comments and I put it on Twitter, and whether they engage with me there is up to them. And Citrine Dream and I have had conversations before. And sure, it may not be the cleanest discourse in the world, but nobody lost their platform in the process. Nobody lost all of their work in the process, did they? People make fun of me all the time. Grow a thicker skin. God, I say grow a thicker skin. Like, I may throw my dolls at the pram on a regular basis, but do you know what I don't do, Jen? I don't claim that it's slander, bullying, or heretics, or not fair use. Because actually, I understand that what being an adult is actually about. You know, once I'm finished throwing my dolls out the pram, I then go, okay, it's time to stop being a big baby now, right? And don't try to say that was gaslighting what I just did there, right? Because it wasn't, all right? That's my opinion of Jen. I just think she's being a big baby about it. At the end of the day, what she's done here is she's claimed harassment, bullying, and slander, which is all incorrect, by the way. And she's abused a legal system on the platform.
And that they weren't playing, and if I knew what was best for me, I would go ahead and remove the strikes. That is threatening, that is bullying, and I will not stand for that as well.
And lying, outright just lying about those emails. Why did you only show one of them, Jen? Why did you only show one of them? There's more, isn't there? Huh. Let's have a look at those emails, shall we? Oh, Jen! Jen lying to her audience here because she knows that she's not justified in her actions. Shocker. Jen's the type of dude, right, to dox you and then say, well, it was public information, you know.
So moving forward after this, I'm going to use this as an example of what I will and will not put up with. Like I said, there are several channels that make videos about me that I am perfectly fine with. I don't always agree with what they have to say about me. Sometimes I feel that they're a bit harsh, but that's just me because it's about me.
Girl, you won't stand for yourself. You just won't stand. Because your knees, I imagine they'd give out underneath you, wouldn't they? Like when you get up, like I imagine there's this horrible creeping sound, you know. Like I imagine that's the sound of you getting up out of that wheelchair of yours. And why are you being so smug about it? Why are you smiling about it? That's brilliant, that's embarrassing. Who is she? Probably shouldn't have said those things in that last email. Probably shouldn't have said, you know, oh, you know, take it down, otherwise I'm going to have people come and false flag you and that kind of stuff. Probably shouldn't have said those things, and absolutely, that's not really acceptable, all right? We take the high ground, all right? You don't false flag people back. You don't dox people back. You don't swat them back, all right? What you do, this is the thing, this is what free speech is for. What you do is you shine a light on it. You shine a big, old light. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Okay, you expose people like this. You don't make threats back, all right? Because all that does is it lowers yourself for a start down to their level, okay? And it just makes, you know, if it does go to court, that's not a good look. It's not a good look amongst your peers either. So who is she? That was naughty and you shouldn't have done that. That was said, I can see that you at least tried to engage with Jen.
They are more than welcome to make videos about me, but I will not be harassed and I will not be bullied and I will not be lied about as well.
I do have to wonder whether Jen, you know, was grieving and then decided to go on that little rampage, or whether it was because Who Is She used old content from Jen's old channel. But it doesn't matter, I suppose, because Jen's word can't be trusted now. She's proven to be a liar, manipulator, and all-round scumbag for abusing the copyright system. Also not really too clued up on the English language either, there I can see. What is it with these big girls and not being able to speak correctly? I don't know. You'll not be lied about, but it's perfectly okay for you to sit there grandstanding, claiming all these victim points, and then lying yourself. You're a liar, Jen. You've lied to your own audience. You've proven that you are untrustworthy. And what if I decide to make one of my big docu-style videos on you? What, are you going to strike that down, Jen? Are you going to strike down one of my big hoofer videos exposing you for the scumbag that you are? We'll see how far you get away with that. Yeah? I'm not saying that I'm going to do it because Jen is exceedingly boring. But I'm watching you now, Jen. Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
Some of the things that this channel was saying were complete lies, and that will not fly with me. If people want to go in that direction, I will file complaints if my videos are used in an unfair way.
So Jen's now saying if you go ahead and criticize her harshly, she's going to take your video down. It wouldn't surprise me if this video got taken down. So please feel free to mirror this video. Download it, re-upload it to your own channel. Put in brackets mirror at the end of the title. I don't care. Monetize it as well if you want to. I don't care if it gets more views. I don't care if this one gets demonetized and yours does get monetized. Crack on. I don't care. Down below in the description, I have linked DC Media Girl's video, and the reason why I've linked hers is because in her video, she actually looks through several different actual legal cases that have gone to court regarding fair use. See, Jen, now you have brought attention to yourself, which is never a good thing, because I believe Kiwi Farms is now looking at you with a microscope, watching everything that you do. And I'll also be keeping an eye on you from now on as well. Unfortunately, because you went ahead and did those things, I now can't go see Who Is She's content. So I can't tell you whether I believe it's fair use. But I'm most likely guessing that those videos were of a parody and satirical nature, and you just didn't like it. You just decided, actually, even though I know that she's blatantly joking here, that she's just having a laugh and whatnot, I'm just going to take it as seriously as I possibly can. And then, because my feelings are hurt, and I know that flagging a channel or a video in the normal sense isn't as rapid as it normally is at the moment, I'll just use the copyright striking system instead. I'll just abuse the legal system here on YouTube instead to get her entire channel taken down. Bullying and harassing. No! What I think that's the thing that annoys me the most about all this is that Jen didn't even know about these videos. She received emails or messages or whatever on a social platform, decided instead of, I'm just being an adult and ignoring it, I'm actually going to go look. And then, watched all these videos to upset herself to the point where she decided, I'm just going to click flag then. I'm just going to click flag then. I didn't know it was going to get taken down. Yeah, you did, Jen. You're a liar. Liar. You could have just had a conversation. You could have reached out to her via the YouTube copyright dashboard, but you didn't. You just decided to flag it down because fifis. And I'm not saying that I'm going to make one of my giant docu-style videos on you, because honestly, I don't think that you're worth my time. I also think that you're incredibly boring. I also think that you're extremely spineless, cowardice, and an all-rounder moron, to be honest. Because you just don't know anything about fair use. You've not actually read up on it yourself. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do that. But thank you so much for watching today's episode of Absolute Bonkers. Because that's what Jen is. Absolutely bonkers. I hope you have a great day. And make sure that you're looking after yourselves, guys. And just do your best to keep yourself mentally well and physically well whilst we are all in social isolation. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Alex of Irate Alex, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.